Hello everyone, this is Eric from the Bridges team and I'll show you today how to set up Bridges in Visual Studio 2017. The first thing that you will have to do is to get the Bridges software from the Bridges website. The URL for that website is bridgesuncc.github.io. Once you're on that page, you will find the proper package on the left bar in the Bridges C++ for Windows. You can see that it's the version for Visual Studio C++ 2017. So we're going to download that, and once it's downloaded, we will go ahead in our download folder and extract it. Once this is extracted, you will see that in that directory, you will find three uh, subdirectory, bin, include, and lib, which are the classic directories that come from libraries, and we'll need to do something for each of these particular directories. The first thing that we will do is to make sure that the bin directory that we see here is actually part of our path, which is the list of directory used by Windows in order to um, identify where binaries are. And to be able to set that up, we'll go in the control panel, and in the search control panel, we will type path, and Windows will show you a link for editing environment variable for your account. You see one is called path, and you can edit it. You can add a new path, and using browse, you will be able to find the place where you downloaded this the package from Bridges, and we will point it to the bin directory. You can make sure that the end of that path end be with bin, and that is all that we need to do for the first directory. Everything else that we'll need to do is going to be directly in Visual Studio, so let's fire it up. Here we'll show you how to do that from a new project, but if you have an existing project, you should be able to do that just as well. So I will start with by making an empty project, and let's call it testing bridges. You can put whatever name you want in there, it really does not matter. Once Visual Studio has created a new project, we'll need to add a new file to it, so it's going to be a C++ file. And rather than typing my own code, I'm actually going to use one of the tutorial of Bridges as the base code. I'll just pick the array one, but I'm sure that you'll have to write your own code in your class. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that particular code, and because Bridges is going to display something that we will need to use, I will make sure that we read something from the keyboard at the end of the execution to make sure that the window is going to stay open. So if you're just trying to compile it like this, you'll see that it doesn't work because there's a bunch of header files that are not found, and we need to indicate to Visual Studio how to find them. So for that, we will go into the properties of the project, and inside the C++ directory, we'll see that there is additional include directories. And what we will do in there is to go ahead and add one of the directories that were part of the archive. In particular, the one that we want is the include directory. And you can make sure that this is correct, because the end of the directory is going to end with include. The third thing that we need to make sure is that the linker is going to find the library correctly, and we need to do two things for that. One of them is we need to add the directory into that additional library directories, and it's a very similar process. We will go ahead and add the directory that we downloaded. This time we'll pick the lib directory, which will contain what we need for linking. And we need to do something else. We need to tell it exactly what library needs to be linked. We'll do that in linker input additional dependencies. And we'll go for edit, and here we'll have to type libcurl, libcurl dot lib. We will validate all of that, and we should be able to compile the code now. We will need, before compiling it, to set the compilation option to 64-bit mode. The reason for that is because the library we ship with Bridges are actually a 64-bit library. And once we have done that, we should be able to build the solution. And that should be able to run. There you go, this is built. Then we should be able to run that code. Here the code has run, and you can see that the visualization that is created actually goes to this particular URL. And so we can copy and paste this. If you copy and paste this into your web browser, you should be able to see the sample visualization that we created. You can see here that actually I'm adding it to a user account you should not have access to. So one of the things that you can do is to create your own account. Here I already have one, so I will directly use that particular account, TestEric. If you do not have one, you can click on sign up and make your own account. The information that we will need from there appears in the profile of that account. We'll need the username and we'll need the API key. So you'll copy the username, and I'll show you where you put that username. You put it at the second parameter that Bridges initialize, and you will take the API key and you will put it as the third parameter of the initialize. You need to close up the previous window that you created. The first parameter that is here is an assignment ID. You can put any number in there. Here I'll pick 42 because why not? I will rebuild the program and give the time for Visual Studio to compile it, and then we will run it once again. You can see this time that the URL is different. It contains both the assignment ID and my login information, and we can go ahead and check that it works by once again copy and pasting this URL into Firefox and seeing that that visualization works. Alright, I hope that you have a great semester using Bridges. Have a good day.